Under a blazing South African sun, a girl named Thandi clutched a new notebook, her fingers trembling as she stepped into a classroom for the first time. The air smelled of chalk dust and hope, the walls painted a vibrant yellow that seemed to glow with possibility. Outside, a crowd gathered, their voices rising in song, a melody of gratitude that carried across the dusty hills. At the heart of this moment stood Oprah Winfrey, not the talk show icon, not the media mogul, but a woman whose quiet resolve had built a school where none existed, giving girls like Thandi a chance to dream. For years, she worked in secrecy, her name absent from the plans, her efforts hidden in late-night meetings and dusty blueprints. But when the doors of that school opened, revealing the truth of her vision, the world stood in awe, and a village sang her name. The year was 2025, and the hills of rural South Africa shimmered under a relentless sun. In a small village near Mpumalanga, life moved to the rhythm of survival, women fetching water from distant wells, children playing barefoot in the red earth, their futures tethered to the land. Education was a luxury, especially for girls. Schools were scarce, often hours away, and families prioritized boys or early marriages over classrooms. The air carried the scent of wood smoke and wild grasses, the sky a vast blue canvas broken only by the occasional vulture circling above. In this forgotten corner, hope was a fragile thing, easily crushed by poverty and tradition. Oprah Winfrey was in Chicago when the idea took root. Her office, a sleek space of glass and steel, smelled faintly of lavender from a diffuser on her desk. She was reviewing scripts for her network when a letter arrived, not an email, but a handwritten note, its edges worn from a long journey. It was from a teacher named Naledi, who ran a makeshift classroom in a tin-roofed shack. "Our girls deserve more," she wrote, her words smudged but fierce. "They have dreams, but no way to reach them. Help us build a school." Oprah read it twice, her fingers tracing the paper, her mind drifting to her own childhood, barefoot in Mississippi, hungry for books, defying a world that told her she was less. That letter became a spark, igniting a fire she couldn't ignore. She could have sent money, a check to ease her conscience, or shared Naledi's plea with her millions of followers. Instead, she chose to build. She flew to South Africa under the radar, her private plane touching down on a dusty airstrip at dawn. The air was thick with the scent of acacia and earth, the horizon glowing pink as she met Naledi in person. The teacher's eyes were tired but bright, her voice steady as she described the girls who walked miles for lessons, only to find no desks, no books. "They want to learn," Naledi said, her hands clasped tightly. "They just need a chance." Oprah nodded, her throat tight. "Let's give them one," she said. The conflict came swiftly. Building a school in such a remote area was a logistical nightmare. Local officials were skeptical, their voices sharp in a cramped municipal office that smelled of stale coffee and bureaucracy. "This is ambitious," one official said, his pen tapping a stack of permits. "The infrastructure isn't here. The community won't support it." Others whispered about outsiders meddling, questioning why a celebrity would care about their village. Even some locals were wary, fearing the school would disrupt traditions or favor only a few. Oprah listened, her face calm but her mind racing. She thought of Thandi, a girl Naledi had mentioned, a 12-year-old who read stolen books by moonlight, dreaming of becoming a doctor. "We're not just building a school," Oprah said, her voice low but unyielding. We're building a future. You can't stop that. The development was a marathon of grit and vision. Oprah poured her personal fortune into the project, funneling millions through her foundation to keep it quiet. She worked from a temporary office in Johannesburg, its walls papered with architectural plans and donor lists, the air heavy with the scent of ink and determination. She recruited engineers, educators, and local leaders, her questions relentless. How do we make it sustainable? Can we train teachers locally? What do the girls need most? Her team, inspired by her drive, matched her pace. Naledi became her partner, her knowledge of the community invaluable. Together, they navigated supply chain delays, labor disputes, and the endless red tape of permits. The school took shape slowly, rising from the red earth like a promise kept. Its walls were painted sunflower yellow, a color Oprah chose for its warmth, its defiance against the dust. Solar panels gleamed on the roof, ensuring power where the grid failed. Classrooms were filled with desks, books, and laptops, each item a battle won against logistics and doubt. Oprah visited often, her presence unannounced, her jeans dusted with the same red clay as the workers. She met Thandi on one visit, the girl's eyes wide as she clutched a tattered copy of To Kill a Mockingbird. I want to help people, Thandi said, her voice soft but fierce. Oprah knelt beside her, the sun hot on her neck. You will, she said. This place is for you. The conflict deepened when a local elder, Mfo, challenged the project publicly. In a village meeting, under a sky heavy with the threat of rain, he stood, his voice booming. This school will change our daughters, he said, his words sharp with fear. They'll forget who they are. The crowd murmured, torn between tradition and possibility. Oprah was there, invited by Naledi, her presence a quiet force in the back of the room. She stepped forward, her heart pounding but her voice steady. This school isn't taking anything away, she said. It's giving your daughters the tools to choose who they become. Isn't that what you want for them? The room fell silent, Mfo's eyes meeting hers. He sat down, not convinced but listening. It was a start. The climax came on the school's opening day. The air was alive with the hum of cicadas and the scent of fresh paint. Girls in crisp uniforms lined up under the baobab tree, their laughter a melody that drowned out years of doubt. Thandi was at the front, her notebook clutched like a talisman, her eyes shining with a dream she could now chase. Naledi stood beside Oprah, her hands trembling as she cut the ribbon. The crowd, parents, elders, even Mfo, erupted in song, a traditional hymn that rose like a wave, carrying gratitude and hope. Oprah stood to the side, her face hidden by a wide-brimmed hat, her heart full. She thought of her own teachers, the ones who saw her potential when she was just a girl with nothing but hunger for knowledge. The truth slipped out slowly, as truth often does. A local journalist, covering the opening, dug into the funding and found Oprah's name buried in the paperwork. A post on X sparked the fire. Oprah Winfrey built a school for girls in South Africa. No fanfare, no cameras. Just change. It spread, videos of the yellow-walled school going viral, clips of Thandi reading aloud, her voice steady and proud. The world took notice, not just of the school, but of the woman who'd made it happen without seeking applause. The resolution unfolded in a quiet moment months later. Oprah returned to the village, the school now alive with learning. She sat in a classroom, watching Thandi solve a math problem, her pencil scratching against paper. Naledi joined her, a smile breaking through her exhaustion. "You did this," Naledi said, her voice thick with emotion. "You gave them a future." Oprah shook her head, her eyes on Thandi. "They're the ones doing it," she said. "I just opened the door." The room was warm, the air heavy with the scent of chalk and possibility, and for a moment the world felt right. As the school thrived and its girls began to dream beyond the hills, the story of Oprah's quiet promise became a beacon. She didn't build for fame or headlines. She built because she believed in the power of education to change lives. The true measure of a leader isn't in the spotlight or the wealth amassed, but in the doors opened for others, the chances given to those who have none. In a village where hope was once a whisper, Oprah's faith and learning lit a fire that would burn for generations. Sometimes, the greatest change begins with believing in the power of a single opportunity.